What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. All right, guys. Now, there's been a lot of debate, like the vegan movement, who's come at me, have thrown out a lot of studies, a lot of research. The China study, which is a big correlation pile of garbage, thrown that at me and kind of nitpick studies to show that eating meat is bad for you. I was actually speaking to Bruce Neller earlier, who is the CEO of Giant Sports, very smart individual. He sent a study done in 1930 of the fat loss benefits of a meat-only ketogenic diet. This is done in 1930. To which I replied back, I'm like, well, Bruce, do you have anything on ketogenic diets with their blood markers for overall health? Basically along with overall diet success, so to speak. So here's one. The Human Performance Laboratory, Department of Kinesiology, University of Connecticut Stores, okay, done by Sharman, Kramer, and all those guys. Title is, this is in the Human Nutrition and Metabolism Journal. A ketogenic diet favorably affects serum biomarkers for cardiovascular disease in normal weight men. Meaning that basically it doesn't affect blood levels negatively, it actually positively or favorably affects it. Now, I'm going to get to why I posted this and why I am still a fan of the health benefits of vegan dieting, but to say that every other meat-based diet, other than for ethical reasons, which I completely empathize, understand why you're doing that, I don't buy it. It's not my thing. Okay, I have a different belief system in that, and I understand that'll get a lot of hate, but realize a lot of the world eats meat. And I know the popular belief is wrong, this and that, but if you're going to go into health markers and use that as an excuse rather than just animal rights as to why meat eating is bad, I think we also need to look at the positive studies. That's the thing. You can't just nitpick studies that support your view. You have to look at other studies, and this is a well-designed study. Okay, so very low carbohydrate diets are popular, but little is known regarding the effects on serum biomarkers for cardiovascular disease. This study examined the effects of a 6-week ketogenic diet on fasting and postprandial serum biomarkers in 20 normal lipidemic men. I suck at pronouncing those things, I apologize. 12 men switched from their habitual diet, which was 17% protein, 47% carbohydrate, and 32% fat. That's a lower protein diet than a lot of bodybuilders or meat-eating fitness enthusiasts consume, to a ketogenic diet, which is 30% protein, 8% carbohydrate, and 61% fat. A lot of people fail to realize, also on a side, that a ketogenic diet utilizes lower protein and higher fat, gets you in ketosis, because protein will kick you out of ketosis because of its insulinogenic effects due to the way it converts to glucose via gluconeogenesis, which is the conversion of protein to carbohydrate in layman's terms. Okay? And 8 control subjects consumed their habitual diet for 6 weeks. So you had 12 men switched and then 8 didn't. Fasting blood lipids, insulin, LDL particle size, oxidized LDL and postprandial triglycerol, and insulin response to fat-rich meals were determined before and after treatment. There were significant decreases in fasting serum TAG, negative 33%, postprandial lipemia, after a fat-rich meal, negative 29%, and fasting serum insulin concentration, negative 34%, after men consumed the ketogenic diet. Fasting serum total and LDL cholesterol and oxidized LDL were unaffected, and HDL cholesterol tended to increase with the ketogenic diet, plus 11.5%. HDL would be known as the good cholesterol, okay? The good cholesterol. Now, I know a lot of vegans are, cholesterol is bad, cholesterol is bad. Cholesterol is necessary in hormonal production. All right, it is. Cholesterol is actually a chemical steroid, believe it or not, for those of you who didn't know that. So essentially, in subjects with predominance of small LDL particles, blah, blah, there was no significant changes in blood lipids in the control group. The results suggest that a short-term ketogenic diet does not have a deleterious effect on CVD risk profile and may improve the lipid disorders characteristic of atherogenic dyslipidemia. I know that people are going to make fun of my lack of pronunciation. I apologize. Basically what I'm getting at here, and the one in 1930 was actually a year-long ketogenic diet study. Now, the reason I don't think that's going to be replicated is I don't think you're going to find anybody who's willing to spend a year on a ketogenic diet. Now, I am not a big ketogenic diet fan. I'm not a huge fan of that. The reason I want to do this is that you can't just cherry pick studies to support your cause and not actually look at the other side. A good scientist or a good debater or a good person in general who isn't just a dick trying to put down others should actually look at both sides of the coin. Now, to utilize studies, especially correlation studies, to slap everybody down, that might not be the best case. Now, we see this all the time online where we'll see two science guys or a science guy and a bro go at it, and the science guy will post just, no, the bro will be like, but I have big muscles, right? Which I don't do, yet I get accused of doing it. I base a lot of my stuff on studies, a lot of my stuff on experience, because at the end of the day, we still haven't found the definitive answer, and here's the reason why. You look at some of the studies, cited by the vegans, cited by vegan, supporters, cited by people who support higher carbohydrate diets, and you will notice that there are a lot of studies showing that, hey, eating meat or fatty foods or this and that might be deleterious to health. And then you find a study like this who shows the exact opposite. And that's why you need to replicate studies. You need to do different variables, different subjects, different groups, because not only is there personal response, like some people can tolerate alcohol better. Some people can tolerate different foods better. Some people have food allergies. What I'm saying is that to look at one side and just say, okay, this is the way to go because study X said this, or this is the way to go because study Y said this. I think that's a really, really, really short-sighted way to look at things. What I like to do is take all points of views. That's why people are like, you know what, how dare you do response video? I don't do many response videos unless someone pretends to, I don't know, kill my kids or something. What I like to do is I want people to watch those channels. That's the same reason, like, I will watch CNN. I'll watch Fox News. I like seeing the liberal side. I like seeing the conservative side. I'll watch BBC, not that BBC, to get the side, basically an outside looking in party, because it is the British Broadcasting Channel. And so I like to do that. And that's what we should all do with these studies. Now, one thing that cannot be taken back is the ethical purposes for being vegan or vegetarian or whatever. And I fully respect that point of view. Okay, I respect it. I'm not necessarily fully bought into it. However, I understand it and I respect it. However, to say that the Hodge twins are promoting diabetes because they eat meat, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. The Hodge twins have helped a lot of people. I've actually had so many people come up to me like, I've lost weight. I've gotten off of diabetes medication because I watch you guys. A lot of people say it's because they watch me. Some people say I'll have these results and I'll only watch you, Chris Jones, and the Hodge twins. And those are the two most, those are the two people go after the most for, like, bro science or being bros. Because I don't think Chris or the Hodge twins really cite research much. Me, I know research. I'm not going to spend my time citing it. I read it. I have this study right here, right? But at the end of the day, I think studies, you can always find a study to support what you want to say. And that's what I did here. I showed that a ketogenic high meat, animal meat, diet performed in humans, not a correlation study, the China study, which has just been shown to be a fucking stupid study to begin with by many people, although I think it's actually a good study. I think taking large groups and looking at it, but that's not gospel, okay? And even gospel isn't gospel. You need faith to believe gospel, right? So what we need to do is just open our mind and say there's more than one way to do things. And to say that some way is right and some way is wrong based on one group of data or even 2, 3, 4, 5, or 100, there's probably 100 documents stating the exact opposite. And that's when you use common sense and real world knowledge to look at this. Now, at the end of the day, man, everybody points to this, and that. Everybody I know who's, from an empirical standpoint, everybody I know who's lived over 90 years old, has eaten a lot of meat, has pretty much been active. A lot of people I've found to live long, my grandfather smoked 18 packs a day. No, not in my experience. In my experience, most people who've lived to be an old age, they eat meat, they eat whatever, hamburgers, whatever they want to eat. They have a genetic predisposition for living long. Plus, they're active. A lot of old people I know, hell, Katie's grandmother would walk to the store every day. Up to the day she died, she would not, sit around. She would get up. She was fidgety. She'd burn calories. She's exercise. And I think that, being sedentary is the main issue. But to say that, one diet is going to kill you. Now, I can't say the average American diet processed foods, greasy, nasty, trans fat laden, processed, nasty foods. Not saying IFYM where you fit some in your macros, just saying the average American sedentary diet, that shit's bad for you. But to say that the Hodge twins eating chicken and rice is going to kill somebody, I think that's a little far-fetched. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Because citing one study to prove that everybody's a dick trying to kill people, it's not a game.